Welcome to One Word Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Today's expression, i人e人, it's going to be simple because half of it is made of English. Yes, those I and E are initials of introvert, extrovert. Chinese didn't bother to pronounce the whole thing. We just use I and E, especially when it paired with 人, as categorical classification of humans into those two types, I or E. And then we pair just with 人, and that's it. And because it got so popularized, when we say i人e人, oftentimes it's the first time you meet up with somebody and you try to figure out, are they i人 or 一人? Anyway, we're going to ask that question, right? And this 人 is made of almost our English R looking thing. And before, you see the simplified Chinese? Simplified Chinese looks symmetrical, and it's two legs standing being. That's my initial explanation of how Chinese conceptualize what human is. I mean, isn't that important that this language is describing of its own people, the user of this language? We define ourselves as two legs standing being. That shows some awareness of what humans are thinking of ourselves. Now, when looking at traditional Chinese, of course, like traditional Chinese would be like different eras of Chinese. It may be abstracting or express it in a different form slightly. And this way of English R looking 人 is no longer symmetrical. And it's not even streamlined. It looks like curvious. So at some point in my One Word a Day journey, I explain it as, okay, that's the language creators' recognition of humans are made of at least the two sides. We are all bipolar in that sense. Like we have the straight side, straighter side, linear, and we have this non-linear side, means rational, irrational, predictable, unpredictable sides of us. That's a kind of romanticized way to explain how Chinese, from the very beginning, creating this language to conceptualize what humans are to ourselves. Then I made some other discovery of this actually doesn't go that far. Like it's not romanticized as I would wish it mean. Actually means front and back of it. So instead of this a full frontal view of two legs standing being, this actually is a side view of a person. And Chinese actually default humans when they are in their standing position facing toward the left. So, okay, imagine how different framing this language is than English. So English read left to right, top down, right? Chinese read top down, but right to left. So the sense of progression in Chinese actually from the very beginning is from right to left. So in mathematics, when we are expressing our space, we always draw the coordinate, the x-axis and y-axis. The arrow is always pointing, if it's one-dimensional, if it's a number line, it's always pointing toward the right, right? That's the default progression. You start from 0, the numbers gets bigger. Chinese is the reverse. We start from the right and then pointing toward the left. So this is a side view of a person facing toward the left because the default pointing direction, forward walking, is toward the left. So here actually is a torso, your torso on the back. And then this is your kind of calf, leg, and this is your arm. And then I got surprised, like, what? That looks like this person, the arm, and like if this is the tip of the arm, which is the hand, this is the tip of the leg, which is the foot, they're on the same level. Doesn't mean actually this language capturing humans when we're still semi-apes, that we're walking on our hands. Like that's another mind-blowing moment for me. But because this is captured into Chinese dictionary about 2,000 years ago. That's a long time after humans walk on our hands. Right? So this actually was kind of standardized and conceptualized afterwards and stylized. So it's not in any case realistically representing how humans are actually walking. It happened to be stylized this way. Doesn't mean the hand is on the ground level, but this actually means the front side of the body. This is the back side of the body, and it's facing toward the left. Is this because this is the forward going? Anyways, this is the longest episode I ever talk about human, like how I gradually discovered the meaning of human presented to you by the Chinese language, how this culture conceptualized human. It was not as romanticized as this two parts of us, bipolar part of a humans, or simplified two-leg standing being. Turned out it's just facing left forward, walking toward that direction. Humans are facing sideways like that. All right, so that's i人e人, and it is on the, I think, on Myers-Briggs classification of humans into 16 types, and extraversion is one of the 4 dimensions this classification of personality is. And I guess it's the most understandable and relatable and observable. This is basically how interhuman between the humans, if you like to keep it to yourself or your outward pointing, right? Extraversion. So that's Chinese pickup into our language. And I guess this is a picture I search when I type in introvert. This is how introvert is expressed. I'm not sure, but it's a nice looking picture. That's why it's I picked this. Hope it's not considered a clickbait. But I want to point out Chinese is comfortably, especially the newer generation Chinese who are educated in English, comfortably mix English with Chinese. And i人 e人 is one such example. Thank you for your time. See you another day.